right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rachakudash, say Barakate Yahweh, Barakate Yahushai, Barakate Yahweh, Barakate Yahushai, Barakate Yahweh, Barakate Yahushai, Bashem, Rachakudash. And we give double honors to our apostles and our elders, which the apostle is a great millstone, which feeds for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahbashim Yahushai. 2025, which is the hopeful year of our deliverance and the judgment and the destruction of Esau. So let's jump right into this video. The title of this video is going to be called Stockholm Syndrome. Jake is heavy in Stockholm Syndrome. Time to grow a backbone already. Something on those lines. You know, Jake loves this man, you know, and without seeing that you are in his kingdom and he's not letting you partake in his blessings, all right, because he knows that his blessings have been transferred and have been lost a long time ago. That's why these elites know what the hell they're doing. They know the truth. The apostles always say this: to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. So this man knows exactly what he's doing. But with you Jakes, all right, that love and you want, just like the apostle was saying in this video, it's Captain Tazariak versus Pastor Ruckus, is that you are not worrying about the Polynesians. The Polynesians haven't really done much to Jake in the time. You know, all these nations have had a hand in oppressing us and doing some kind of something off to us. So that's why the judgment is coming down when the rulership's established, that these nations are not going to sit on the same level and be on the same status when it comes to the Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, that's one thing you have to understand. And Jake can't see beyond this man. When you really break it down and see what's going on, he can't see his life without Esau ruling. He don't know. Oh, well, how we gonna get? Jake be thinking, how we gonna get water and plumbing, nigga. We civilized Esau. We brought civilization, or having a civilized world to these Edomites. Look in the time of the Moors, where you have Fort Judah in West Africa. We were the ones that was cultivating lands, domesticating animals. That's where you get cattle. They wouldn't even know how to deal with cattle and game or livestock on that level if Jake hadn't taught Esau how to do that. Okay, and that's why they say cowboys. They would in that era, to be called a boy was a highly offensive term. So why would you think they would call each other? They would take glory in that. But nowadays, fast forward, they're taking glory in that and becoming the so-called cowboys, saying that cowboys attached to the Edomites, and a lot of those Edomites that like that type of genre, that vibe, they're Israelites anyway, in the spirit. Some of them are Jakes. A lot of those country music singers, those people in that country world, that down south type vibe, they're Jakes, man. If you go to Louisiana, you'll see Jake. They knee deep in that culture. They take it to the extreme more than Esau does. They do something called trail rides, where you'll see shit 200-300 Jakes riding on horses, sitting on hay bales and kicking it, talking shit in the woods somewhere, and they call it trail rides. You can look it up. But the main point is that Stockholm Syndrome is a dangerous and it's a real thing. Once you have to acknowledge reality, then we can actually deal. Because when we tell these Jakes that, guess what, this man is about to be judged, they don't want him to be judged. They want him to maintain his power and have that rulership, because Jake cannot see themselves beyond the captive. Same thing as Stockholm Syndrome. And we're going to get into it here shortly, but we're speaking about the guy that's on the screen right now. The Apostles page is right here. What is the Mark 666 Mark II? Or what is the 666 Mark II GMS Truth? So definitely subscribe, check the rest of the video out. But the main point, I wanted to go into that Stockholm Syndrome a little bit more. I typed in the dangers of Stockholm Syndrome. All right, it says, let's see here, there's one more article. Okay, community voice. don't know who that is, but he looks suspect. He looks suspect. Esau just looks suspect, period, man. That's why I says don't go in the way with an angry man. Like you don't want to go in the woods with that guy, man. you you don't want to be caught in a desolate place with him, man. Shit gonna go sideways real quick. This is it says beware. It says beware the cage that becomes a comfort. Damn, that's powerful. That's powerful. Because what did Yahushua say? He said, I come that you may have the truth and have it abundantly. Life. That's what Yahushua is coming for. And he's not, Yahushua knows who he's coming to save. It's only you Negroes, all right? You modern day Christians that are forgotten the way. Yahushua knew exactly who he was talking to. Why did he say you were your father the devil? Who was he speaking about? He's talking to Israelites. And who was he saying? He said the Romans. So he knew who the devil was. He knew who the wicked was. Who do you think we have it today? How do you think we have the understanding of who the Edomites are today? Why do you think Revelation, the 5th chapter, say the little book that was given to Yahushua? The understanding of those prophecies. You have to understand the beast and to understand the MOTB, you have to understand who the wicked is and who the beast is. Once you understand those things, you sow it, then you can go backwards. Then you can go back and see and sift through. Once you identify the end goal, then you can go back through and see in history the buildup of him. You know, going back to 2nd Ezra 11 and 12th chapter, the buildup of the wicked and how they became going through Alexander. All right, how the wicked spread out through the earth once he came into power, and it's still happening today because he's in more power now than he's ever been. Okay, but he's being taken out of power by way of this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The elites still have the money, the riches, the different things they've been hiding, but the control of the people is waning. That's why they have to bring in this new world order, because once you have that mark, the MOTB, that means it don't matter what you do. You're gonna be a slave unto them regardless, because they're gonna control the system that it's gonna be ran off of, and they're gonna use AI to power that. Okay. And it says, beware the cage that becomes a comfort, the captor who becomes a comrade. Damn. And that's what these dudes are doing. They think Esau is their buddy. This man's not going out on a limb for you at all. He openly speaks against you Israelites as you're inferior, you're less. But that's what you call deflecting. That's somebody it's called Napoleon Syndrome. Okay, when somebody has a Napoleon Syndrome, going back to Napoleon, it says that once you're small in stature, you try to be bigger than you are. So you have these guys that are trying to pretty much have that mentality of, okay, we can't do anything without this man being in power. All right. Esau does that Napoleon mindset because he knows he's smaller he's smaller in stature. Morally, you may have some big Edomites out there, but I'm saying he feels small when it compares to Jake's, you Israelites. That's why they idolize football, basketball, those things that Jake does. Jake likes that stuff because that's his way out. Jake feels that, damn, if I can make it big in basketball, then I can get out of the hood. I can get out of the situation I'm in. I can help my family. Esau just watches that because that's entertainment to him. If their kid makes it, they make it. But if they don't make it in that, they can go get a job, managerial. If they get a white-collar job and own a business, get loans, get an inheritance, they can still make it regardless. It's a dream for them, but it's Jake's reality because Jake succeeds on a high level when it comes to physical and mental things. All right. It says it is called Stockholm Syndrome, a psychological response in which hostage or abused victims, and that's what you Negroes are. You were stolen, man. Grow a pair already, man. Call this shit out. That's what the Lord has given us the opportunity. There was a time we couldn't speak against this man. We couldn't say anything to him because the Lord had him in the power seat. Now we've been given opportunity to tell this man, look, bro, you fucked up, man. You did heinous things to us. You still walk around with that look of, oh, let it go. They know you. They ain't let it go. They still have that look of a criminal when you walk in the room, man. It's their spirit is singed with a hot iron, man. They feel it in their bones. Jake sends a vibration through them that I am shit. We gotta pay. That's how it feels sometimes, man. I'm telling you, because you as you grow in this thing, you start being more um, observant when you watch things. You don't talk as much. I remember shit. I want to say every damn thing in 5 minutes. I want to break down the 12 tribes, and you excited, man. But now it's sometimes just shit. Listen, that's probably the greatest thing I've learned recently is just listening. Sometimes you don't have to say shit. Sometimes it's not meant for you to say anything. You too busy worrying about what you want to say, and you'll miss out the whole conversation, or you'll miss something important. But the main point is that this man he has a psychological a scar, a blemish that he can't get over. Okay, and it says a response to a hostage or abused victim develop positive feelings, and that's what these dudes are. They're not going for Chinese people. They're not worrying about the Moabites, the Ammonites, Japanese people making it in the kingdom. They're not looking for that, because you know why? They don't go and uplift those. They ain't got one Chinese friend, and the nigga at the restaurant don't count. I don't care how many times you get egg foo young and lo mein there. That ain't your man's. Okay, so don't. You sounding like Esau. Yeah, I got a couple Asian friends. Nigga, you don't. you the closest thing you got to Asian is low sodium soy sauce, man. Jake don't fuck with the other nations, but when it comes to this Edomite though, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You sure? Because you trying to get them in there. You ain't trying to get no Ishmaelites. You ain't trying to get no Arabs in there, man. Because you don't deal with them. You eat their food, and that's about it. You don't deal anything else. You don't take to try to brotherly love with these other nations. You don't do it, because you work at a job. You might have a nice little built up career or factory. You work around a lot of Edomites, and oh shit, you get close to them and shit. Come on, man. Because that's what Jake is really looking to try to save, man. He's not looking to try to save the other nations truly. Okay, he's just using them as a blanket to try to comfort his, because that's the Stockholm Syndrome. It's there. It's prevalent, man. That's the proof right there. All right. Let's keep reading. And it says, positive feelings, sympathy. See, you got sympathy for this man. Oh, well, this might the Gentiles. Or even loyalty towards their captor or abuser. Loyalty. Lord, this is a loyal. This is look, the loyalty in his eyes, the fervency in his voice, the compelling, riveting speech he's making to try to save this damn. Come on, man. All the bullshit he was doing during this debate. It's just this has been going on for years, man. The doctrine got holes in it. Don't even worry about what they're reading. Look at the fruit. Esau this is his kingdom. He's in heaven. Who do you think is ruling? Jake ain't building spaceships and going to space because it's some shit they want to do. Jake, you in the bottom of the barrel. You can't even dream of the logistics it takes, the time, the engineering it takes to build a spaceship, a literal spaceship, and go to. That's why it says, "Though I set thy nest among the stars." Esau's doing things. That's the spelunking of the elites, man. And I ain't talking Bezos and all that. Those are little guys. They letting them get the osmosis of the rockets because you got to have permits to fly certain vehicles outside of the atmosphere. You'll get clipped, man. You gotta have permission. You gotta get what is it? licenses, all these things to be able to conduct those type of things. So that's the highest. Jake, don't think because you can go and shop at Costco with Esau, you on the same level. You're not, man. You're not. You're light. It's light years comparison. What these elites are really doing. They don't worry about no. They can go buy $1 million car. I ain't talking about no Mayweather where that's $1 million car to them is sneeze money, man. It's nothing to them. Absolutely nothing. You can print money, but it's saying, but you Jakes, you're not on the same level. You're not on the same echelon as the ones that matter, the ones that are really in the ruling position. And that's what we're telling you. That's what we're. It says, a clap the hand that you may go into the gates of the nobles. Where this truth is meant for the higher ups to tell them, hey, look, your kingdom has been weighed. It's been found wanting. Your power structure is finna get shifted out the way. The Lord's going to judge this place when he comes back, which is a so-called Negro, all right, out of the tribe of Judah, and he's going to establish the kingdom of heaven. And there's nothing you can do about it. Enjoy your time. That's the job is easy, man. It's not to make you're making a easy thing hard. That's why it says the yoke is easy. Okay? And it says sympathy. It says loyalty. That's what the word. He's loyal to Esau. It says towards their captor or abuser, and this man is being abused you. Nigga this, nigga that. I mean, you go to a job and you have to dance a certain way. Okay? It says this paradox behavior has been observed in various situations, including kidnappings, abusive relationships, human trafficking, and cults. All of the above, man. Because if you go to the Bohemian Grove, they will show you who they sacrificed there. They sacrificed Jakes, small black. Even Aleister Crowley said that through the anus of a Judite boy, man. These people are sick, pure sickening, man. They ain't that. What does it say? The elevator ain't going to the top floor. The piston ain't hitting on all cylinders, man. Okay, that's what this man is. He's weird, man. He knows he's weird. He has a culture that likes to be called weird. They want to be, they're goths. Come on, man. They openly worship weird shit, wear blacked out. Come on, man. They are showing you. It's not something we're saying and you're just accusing these nice Edomites. Come on, man. Jake, grow a back already. Grow a backbone already, man. It's okay. He's not gonna make it. It'll be all right. You'll be in the kingdom and you'll mourn from him and you'll get to whooping ass too. Okay? But it says, but you'll be changed though, so you won't have that mentality. The term Stockholm Syndrome originates from a 1973 bank robbery in Stockholm, Sweden. During a 6-day hostage situation, the captives formed an emotional bond with their captors and later defended them, even refusing to testify against them in court. Criminology and psychology, and that was only 6 days, man. That was only 6 days. We've been here for hundreds of years, going through the same process that these people went through in 6 days. A long, drawn-out process of continually honing and abusing your mind until you. And Esau knows this. He's the one that cataloged it. So it was only 6 days hostages, and they turned their mind in 6 days. So you Jays have to consider in your mind, damn, I may be suffering from this. That's why Yahushua said you got to die to yourself. So you can't be in this truth and obtain and uphold the fucked up mentality you had when you came in. You were being abused. That's why it says put on a new man. You can't bring that old man in here. It's an old broken ass sock with holes in it. You can feel the shoe through the sock. It's not fitting anymore. It's dingy. That's why you come and put on a new sock. You put on a new clothes, a new mentality of, oh shit, we are the Israelites. These people they were set up to punish us. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is moving the goalposts. That's it. That's it. So that was only in 6 days that happened to these people. And it says Stockholm Syndrome, even refusing to testify against them in court. Criminology and psychology, Phyllis Niels Borat first used the term to describe this unexpected psychological response. Since then, Stockholm Syndrome has been recognized as a survival mechanism where victims develop emotional dependency on their captor to cope with extreme danger. In this lecture, it is called reaction formation, where your mind, to defend itself, unconsciously flips an extreme painful emotion into an equal positive one. And that's what they buck breaking. That alone, that alone, witnessing something like that, witnessing losing your children being sold off into another plantation, your wife getting ravished, your village getting burnt down. Those are ongoing traumas, man. One of those traumas alone can trigger Stockholm Syndrome, but a combination of all of those, you're done. You're through. That's why the Lord had to send a new spirit down, man. He had to gut us out. And even it's a process. That's why it says he has to burn away the dross, just to even bring us to a level to be able to formulate the truth in our minds. Not even, some Jake don't believe it. They'll hear it, but they don't believe it. But for the Lord to put you in a position for you to do the work, you got to burn some shit off you, man. The mentality we came in with this world is absolutely terrible. You have to acknowledge it too. There's nothing wrong with saying you've been fucked up and you're not right. That's actually the first step in this. I had to learn that myself. I had to learn I'm not okay. The fuck? I've been through trauma. Like you above trauma. That's trauma trying to hide you from it. Trauma hides in plain places, man. I'll say it again. Trauma hides in plain places. The shit you see, you think you just kosher. No, that's trauma chilling. All right? That's why Jake shoots each other over the most dumbest shit. Dumbest shit. I just seen a video where this dude, I guess some little Roni or some shit, killed him and his daughter, man. Monstrous. Barbarians, man. But they won't do that to Esau though. They'll make sure his hoods are untouched. You can't go over there doing what you do in the hood. They'll know. I'm talking about the hardest stuff. The closest thing they'll do, they'll rob Esau's house when he's not there. They ain't doing what they'll do to Jake though. They won't run up on an Edomite that they won't. They just won't. They won't do the monstrous things when it comes to chopping a man's car up with semi-automatic rifle. They won't do that. They'll pull out switches and fully automatic bullets and spray them everywhere, not regarding life in their own project. They raised there. They got family in the area. And they don't give a fuck. So that's showing you that that's another version of pain hiding in plain sight. Okay? Because you love your enemy so much that you were forwarding his hatred towards your own people by taking it on. And you taking the reins, man. All right, so I just want to bring that part out. Let's get some precepts, close on out. But it is a heavy word that the elder was using, the apostle was using, was that Stockholm Syndrome. And it's heavy on Jake. You can see it in his eyes, man. Because all we're doing is telling you Israelites that you're going to be saved. The Lord is going to set up a kingdom where you're going to have land, you're going to have clean water, clean food, clean women, beautiful children, and nothing's going to make you afraid again. And on top of that, you're going to have a mortal body. Never going to die, never going to get sick. What's wrong with that, man? And your enemy's going to be punished for the atrocities they've done. What's wrong with that, Jake? What are we doing? What are we saying that's off in that? We're holy people. The word holy means separate people. Okay? This is Isaiah 26 and verse 10. We're reading NLT. It says, your kindness to the wicked does not make them do good. Damn. What? I ain't know that precept, man. That's hitting. It's hitting. One more time. It says, your kindness to the wicked. It means you can do all the shit you want to do. Oh, yeah, there's some good white men out here. This might be Jake. You don't. If you knew the spirit of this whole thing, you see one that's vibing with you and you cool with him. Guess what? Let's check his lineage out and see where he really is, man. You'll be surprised. It says, your kindness to the wicked does not make them do good. Although others do right, the wicked keeps doing wrong and take no notice of the Lord's majesty. What's that? What's the main majesty now? The magnum opus, this work. This is majestic, man. What you see taking place is a majestic act that the Lord is doing, man. Yahweh Shemashah has done a great work by waking up the elect, setting up pastors according to his own heart. Camps have been sprung up, maintaining these men, building the men up, teaching them, putting the spirit on men to do the work, making things safe. And man, the Lord, this is a great work, man. Majesty. Okay? Let's go down here and get some of these precepts. This is Romans 2 and verse 4 to 5. It says, or do you discard the riches of this kindness, tolerance, and patience, not realizing that Yahweh's kindness leads you to the repentance, but because of your hard and unrepenting heart, you are storing up wrath against yourselves for the day of wrath, which is the end. When Yahweh's righteous judgment will be revealed, and that's what you call indignation. So if you hold your hand with this man, especially if you take the MOTB, you have been solidified for that judgment, because the Lord has a controversy in the land. All right? This ain't for you to, and you don't have to believe. It's not something, and you grow to realize that too. You can't be mad at these people that haven't been their minds have not been opened. All right? The Lord hasn't opened their minds to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and to give them the breath to breathe and the eyes to see. That's why the Lord said in the scriptures, the angel said, how long, O Lord? Or how long? The Lord said to the cities be wasted, man. It's a wrap. There's Jake that's going, Babylon going to get you, man. Jeremiah 5 and verse 3. O Lord, do not your eyes look for truth? You struck them, but they felt no pain. You finished them off, but they refused to accept discipline. They have made their faces harder than stone and refused to repent. Just like this guy. Look at that. Hard body for the devil. See, he going hard at that. He breaking out. He went and done all that research, all that going into the words and all this. That's why I said some preach Mashiach for contention and strife. They all that researching, and he could see the truth, but he doesn't even want it to see it. It's all, everything in that is to disprove the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So he's not even giving it a opportunity to shine past his heart, man. That stony hearted. He's not giving an opportunity. If he's really a humble, meek person, you would see that and say, damn, hold on. This word is linking here. This is linking here. Listening to Cap, what he's saying, and say, you know what, let me reconsider this. And then you go through, do the research with an open mind, not a competition mind, not having already knowing what the end is. You know the end you want. You know the outcome you want. So that's the only thing you watching for is the outcome. Not watching for, maybe I am wrong. You know, but it takes meek and humbleness to do that. So that's all I wanted to bring out. The point is there. Stockholm Syndrome. We read that article and grabbed some precepts. Hold on. Salaki, I got one more precept. This is the book of Amos 3 and verse 2, because this solidifies it. To me, this is one of my favorite scriptures. When I seen this, I said, damn, close the book. What are we doing more? We don't need to do anything else. I was convinced. This is Amos 3 and 2 NLT. It says, from among all the families of the earth, I've been intimate with you alone. That is why I must punish you for all your sins. That's why we went into slavery. That's why we were dispersed. That's why we lost our identity. That's why Jake is falling in love with the devil. All right. If the devil can't go, he don't want to know. All right. If the devil don't go, he don't want to know. But that's the main point there, is that, hey, the Lord is only dealing with the Israelites here, current, future, present, anytime. That's what he's been dealing with. He's not a power that's a change. So when did these nations come up in there? All right? Because you got to reconcile somebody. Just like if you run out of contract with your phone, you don't renew your contract and your neighbor gets a line. And he's just on your plan now. He was never on the plan to begin with. They show you that in the contracts you have in this world, how much more the greatest contract to ever have. All right, the blessings in the title to be called Yashar Allah, the Prince of the Power, man. All right, so with that, I say call hello Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Achakodash. Until the next time, I say Shalom, and more not, I never keep faith. Shalom.